Eli Knight with Knight Jiu-Jitsu, and we're gonna have a fit to fight fix. And so what we're gonna look at today is a guard sequence where I'm gonna set up a sweep, and then off the sweep, depending on how he counters or he resists, then it can kind of lead to a different chain of events. So what I'm looking at is starting from kind of close guard. We're doing this no-gi, so starting at close guard, and I want to kind of keep him like pulled down like this. And so sometimes whenever he tries to regain his posture, if he tries to sit up with me and he gets to like pretty vertical on the sit-up, then I can go here and I can drop my arm down, and I'm going to shoot over, and I'm going to keep his arm hugged against me, and we're going to go for just this hip bump sweep like this here and land in this mounted position, right? And I still have control of his arm, and then I'm in this mount ready to attack, right? So what can happen though, what he does sometimes is whenever I go to do that, he feels like we right up here, and I'm gonna go and try to sweep him, but then he drives back into me. When he drives back into me, if I keep my hips against him and he drives into me, then I go flat and pushes me down like this. But if instead, whenever he does that, I scoop my butt back, then I don't go down. I maintain my vertical posture, and it exposes his neck sometimes nicely for a guillotine. Now, I don't want to stay in this seated position here, but I do instead want to kind of keep the direction that he was going to drive me down, and then I'll pull to this side, and then I squeeze in, and even if I have the arm inside, because of the angle that I'm able to cut, and I'm able to make this little snuff box configuration like this right into his throat and have that little V shape, and sometimes that right there still allows me to get the choke nice and tight, right, even with the arm inside. So, but I want to have backup plan after backup plan. So I go for the sweep maybe he shuts down my sweep, gives me the opportunity for a guillotine. What's he going to do when I go for the guillotine choke? He's probably going to defend his neck. That's the most common response. It's the smartest response that he could take. So whenever we go there, we go and we set up here. I try to sweep, he pushes back into me, I go in for the choke. Now, depending on how he's pulling on the choke, he's grabbing my hand, pulling it down away from his neck. He may pull wide with his elbow, or he may keep the elbow tucked in nice and tight. So if here, he's pulling like this and his elbow is tight to his body, like this here, he's pulling, I'm gonna keep resisting, fighting, so he's really committed to that pull, and then I'm gonna let that go here, and I let him pull my hand away from the neck, and then I jump and kind of leapfrog here and set up the triangle. Then it's just a matter of adjusting on the triangle. A good way for me to do this is I'm gonna scoop this arm on this side, rotate so that my knees are facing the same direction here, this way, and then close up the triangle and even threaten the arm on this side. Don't allow him to pass that arm to the other side like this here. Squeeze, and I got the triangle choke like that. So one more time, what's happening here is whenever I'm going for that choke and he's grabbing my hand, he's pulling, the elbow's really close to his body. So whenever we're like that down here, he's pulling really tight like that, his elbow's on the inside, then I'm gonna fight, keep him resisting. I'm gonna let that go, jump up, leapfrog like this, and then to finish this off, I don't want my knees facing opposite directions, I want my knees facing the same directions, so I go this way here, lock up the triangle and squeeze, okay? Now, it is possible though that when he's pulling the elbow out like this, in which case I can't get my leg around to go for the triangle, and if that's the case, then he gives me another opportunity. So I'm here, and he's pulling the arm out wide like this, here. So whenever that's happening, I'm gonna let him pull my arms apart like this here. I'm gonna keep this gable grip here behind his neck, here or behind his shoulder, this way, and my pec and shoulder on the back of his head and neck here like this. Now I wanna scoot toward this side where I'm gripping, here, and over. Once I go here, I could have a nice little neck crank, but rather than doing that here, because I don't want to have to dismount and finish, and it might not be legal for me to do neck cranks, and they're maybe not dependable, then I'm going to bait him by letting him get me in this little quarter guard here with his legs. And once that happens here, then I'm going to let him get this arm across here, slide the knee up, and then pull here this way, take in the back, shoot in, now I can go into the choke, and everything else that I have from here. So one more time on that one. So one more time on this one right here. If we get to this position, he's pulling, he's casting a wide arc with his elbow. I want to shoot in here, make sure that I keep his elbow hugged down here. It's a little bit of a neck crank right now, but I'm not going for that. I'm just using it to set up my sweep. We go here, this way, and look from there. He's clamping down on that quarter guard. He's taking the bait. I want to step over his arm this way here. Pull, turn, this way, switch. I've got my seatbelt, and on that time, I actually trapped his arm, which is just a bonus. Now he's got no arms to defend the choke with. We can go in and finish like that. So, I'm a big believer in chaining things together like that. If I go into this here, I know his most common defense, or I know his two most common defenses. If I have a plan of action for each one of those, then I'm already like 2-3 steps ahead of the game, and that's a good way to put our pieces together. So check it out, guys, and that's your Fit to Fight fix. Keep watching Eli Knight Jiu-Jitsu.